Hey guys, this is my Lukaku rant. I kind of decided to make this video because all throughout the summer we kept hearing about, ooh, Lukaku's in talks with Chelsea, Lukaku's in talks with Man United, Lukaku's in talks or was linked to Real Madrid and Juventus, all those big clubs. And he kept saying, ooh, I want to leave Everton. And he's like, I don't really know now. The club has changed. And he's like, kind of want to leave again. So it's just like a bunch of back and forth, and I was so tired of this. So here's my rant. Just want to start out that I've always enjoyed watching Lukaku play. I think those dreads that he used to have were pretty fucking dope. I saw him in the MLS All-Star game when he was playing with Chelsea, and he was just fast, big brute, and he was fucking good at scoring and shit. And then obviously he's scored a bunch last season, and although we've been hearing like, oh, he's all about potential, he's got huge potential, he's so young and he's already playing, he's already starting and scoring all these goals. But like last season was the only season that he really did amazing. Despite the fact that he helped us stay easily away from relegation, proved to be a great goal scorer, netting 25, I think, in the Premier League games. But he has proved to be kind of lethargic and uninterested in the preseason games, and a Koeman style of high pressure from the strikers is something Lukaku practically never does. Every time I see him play, he's always standing on the other team's center back, just standing there holding up his arm, waiting for someone to play him a ball in the air, like clear the line and play him all the way like 100 feet away, and then he ends up losing the header and the ball's turned over. So I don't think he really plays with the style of play that I saw from Tottenham when we played them. So along with his poor first touches that we see, I don't think it would fit the tight spaces and the quick plays that again we saw in the Tottenham game. So this also brings us to the rumors circulating around him. Recently, Lukaku has been linked to a return to Chelsea. Chelsea, the club that never played him, but suddenly wants him after having success somewhere else. So I believe we all remember the remarks his agent and his dad said about Everton, kind of trash talking. I have that right here. I can read out for you. So in May, Lukaku's dad said his son will have left Everton by the time the European Championships come along. And then he was quoted, "What is certain, to continue to make progress, he needs to change clubs, but we are mainly engaged in making the right choice." So honestly, I can't hate on the fact that I don't really blame Lukaku for wanting to leave because we did so poorly. But after we get a new manager and stuff, you can't keep trash talking, or you can't have your manager keep trash talking. Chelsea's like the only one still interested right now in him. I think all the stuff has died down, and I don't think Chelsea would actually buy him because they got Batshuayi a while ago. He's a Belgian. He can do a backflip after scoring, and he's cheaper, way cheaper. Like half the price. And plus they have Diego Costa, who did good 2 years ago, and plenty of other people that could fill that role. So what Lukaku's dad also said is a return to Chelsea would make everything complicated. So I don't think Lukaku actually wants to go back to Chelsea, or his dad doesn't, and I don't think he would not go along with what his dad's saying, at least, or take that into account. So all the big clubs he was linked to don't seem to be interested anymore, like AC Milan, Juventus, Bayern, Real Madrid, Man United. They don't seem interested in him anymore. Therefore, he might actually end up staying because no other club will pay the outrageous price tag that's on him. But because of all the shit that Lukaku's dad's been saying and his agent has been saying, trash-talking Everton, Lukaku has it in his mind now that he needs to leave Everton. If he wants to improve, he has to go to a bigger club and play with the big boys and stuff. And from all this talking, he's got in his head that I'm moving on, I'm not staying here. So it's kind of like, do we even want him to stay? Because of all this stuff that's been ingrained in his head and the mentality that we saw with the preseason, Um, so a few commenters I saw on the Liverpool Echo, one of their articles, one of the commenters said this: Champions League players can control the ball with their first touch. They can also pass to their teammates. Rom is generally incapable of the first, and it's potluck with the second. Rom, you will soon have your wish of sitting back on the Chelsea bench, not getting a game, and no Champions League football. Manchester United don't need you. They have a couple of really good strikers. Bayern definitely don't need you, and you're too garbage to go to the like of Real Madrid. So some people are roasting him. Some people really want him to leave. Another commenter said, sick and tired of reading about Lukaku wanting to leave. It's obvious that his dad rates him much higher than we do. Take 50 to 60 million and get a decent replacement who can strike a ball and hit the target more often than he does. So I'm kind of on the same lines as them. I think we could take that money and do something a lot better. Um, if he's showing interest in Chelsea and uninterested in Everton, sell him. That's kind of like an obvious. He's valued at 75 million. Obviously, it's not like we need that money, but selling players is one of the ways the club makes a profit. And whatever money isn't spent this season would just be used to improve and buy new players next season. Also, I think if we keep him, he won't continue and pick up from last season. He won't pick up where he left off and continue to score, just because of all the problems that he has playing with Koeman's game plan. Despite thinking 75 million is perhaps overrated, like I said, he doesn't seem loyal to us. Some people still want him to stick around because he's a proven goal scorer and would cost roughly the same amount to find a replacement who could score as much. And I completely understand that, but I'm saying we have Deulofeu, Morales, and Barkley. All these players can score. I'm not saying they can get up in the 20s, but I would say by the end of the season, at least 8, 10, something like that. And the fact that Funes Mori and Jagielka are really good at heading the ball. So if we have enough corners, they can get a goal. Lennon could probably score a few. So it's a lot of people are going to provide the goal. So I don't see if Lukaku leaves, we need to pay 60 million for a striker. I think we could pay 30 million for a striker, and it would be great. Tottenham got Janssen. We saw him play, and he's already netted a few in preseason, and will probably net a few in the coming weeks. So I feel like we could do the same thing. I don't think we have to spend 75 million to replace him if we're getting 75 million for him. I think this would just be good for us. Get a player out that doesn't want to play for us anymore, and whose father and whose agent has been trash talking the team. I think it's just good just to cleanse, get him out. Obviously, a lot of fans probably still like him, but he's worth a lot, and we could make money and get another striker that can play with Koeman's play style. So hopefully I covered everything with that. If you have anything that you would like to say, just please post in the comments. Sorry, this audio isn't as clean as it usually is. I'm just kind of like, I want this to kind of be more of a rant, more of a discussion. So definitely post in the comments what you think. If you liked what I said, please leave a like and consider subscribing, if you haven't already. Alright, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.